Simmers, SimsEclaire here, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are doing something very different than what I usually build here on my channel. So today we're building what I'm calling the Oasis Strip Mall, or I don't know, maybe the Oasis commercial lot. I haven't quite decided at this moment in time, but basically it is this very, very commercialized little space that has a whole bunch of stuff thrown into it. And my idea behind this is that every neighborhood, at least where I live, like every 50 miles, let's say, has this one area that has a grocery store, a gas station, a food store, like a little shop, and then some sort of like safety amenity. I don't know what to call them, safety amenity, but like a police station or like a fire station or something. And because Oasis Springs is supposed to be like this sprawling, modern suburbia, I definitely thought that they would have something like that, because they would need somewhere for people to go when, you know, they're first coming into town or they're leaving town, or if they just moved here, they need somewhere like to tell people, oh, this is where you'll get your groceries, this is where you do that. And yes, grocery stores do not function in The Sims. However, I saved this as a retail lot, and in saving it as a retail lot, you can set the different like debug grocery items for sale if you want to have a sim run the grocery store, or there's like a actual retail like clothing shop right next to the grocery store, so you can run that as the retail store instead. It's totally up to you. Or you could change this to like a generic lot, and then Sims would just like show up and you can use it for whatever you want to use it for. But that was kind of my idea behind this lot, is that this was where all of the basic amenities were. But this is also where Geoffrey has his retail agents, or his his real estate agency. So the large building in the back, yes, larger than the police station, is Geoffrey's obnoxious real estate agency. And I figured it has the nice path leading directly up to it. It's straight in the eye view. I do kind of change the building's look a little bit. I do it off camera because I wasn't really liking how they looked. I thought they looked very plain. And I definitely thought if Geoffrey was redoing this town, he probably, you know, bought this land or bought this area and did kind of like a homeowners association, but for like the businesses here, and said like, you have to do this, like we have to up our game and stuff like that, because that is a thing. The restaurant where I work at is actually a part of a larger like shopping complex. There's like a couple of other restaurants there, there's a nail salon and stuff like that, and there is a group of people who can control what we can put on the outside of our buildings, where we can have our customers park and stuff like that. So I thought maybe Geoffrey had kind of taken over that and was now telling all these people they had to update their buildings, that we had to do some more landscaping. He added that little garden area off to the right where I thought people would come and sit and maybe do some eating, because there's a grocery store here, so I figured maybe they could buy some sandwiches and stuff like that. But now we are on to the interior. So like I said, this is the retail store. So my idea behind this retail store is that this was just general everyday items, basically. It was some home decor, it was some clothes, it was some, you know, furniture. I don't actually think I put any furniture in here. You could put furniture in here, let's put it that way. No, so I think I did like some, there's definitely plants in here. There's plants, there's clothes, there's sparkles everywhere, because I did download the dust pack and now everything sparkles in my game, and I'm not 100% sure why. If you know why, please leave a comment down below. I was noticing it while I was building this, and I have another home that I'm working on as kind of like a break from my save file, and that's the first home that I noticed it in, and I don't know why it's showing up in build mode, but yes, please do just ignore the sparkles. But anyway, so you saw some mannequins there, so that's for the clothes. This is like a houseplant section if you wanted to add all the fancy plants that are in the show homes. There's some picture frames. I think I do some towels, and then also like a little music section. I definitely thought this was just going to be like your general basic local kind of hodgepodge of a store. You know, we all have one of those. It's like the store you go into and they have a little bit of everything because they're trying to mass market their items, basically. They're trying to reach as high of a people count. That sounds so bad. They're trying to reach a broader audience. There we go. They're trying to reach a broader audience. Sorry, it is really early. It's not even 8 o'clock yet, and I haven't finished my coffee. But I am almost out of space on this drive of my computer where all of my videos end up getting saved. And so I have to finish this video before I can start recording anything else. So I usually wait until after I've finished my coffee until I start talking to you guys. But today that is just not a possibility. So I do apologize if I'm stumbling a little bit. But yeah, so this is the retail store. We're about to move over into the grocery store. So the grocery store is very small. It's very simple. I was inspired by SimLissy's grocery store build. And I know that she was inspired by somebody else. I think their name, it's something similar to like Simspiration or something like that. That's what their name is. I can't 100% remember. It's been a really long time since I watched the video. But basically, I put these refrigerators back here, and then I put some glass walls. I was initially just going to merge them into the walls, but it kept like dimming the light of the refrigerator, and it didn't really look that realistic, so I did decide just to add in some windows so that way you could see in, and then that way it was kind of like the sliding or like the pull out glass doors when you go into the produce and the dairy section of the grocery store. And then we are going to be filling up these shelves. I do cut out some of this part of the video just because it's a little repetitive and very, I don't know, boring, like watching me just fill up shelves with different grocery items. But here is the checkout counter. There is only one. This is a very small space. And I merged this black table in with the counter to make it kind of look like the conveyor belt that your groceries would be on. And then I also added this wall divider from Snowy Escape because, you know, this is what grocery stores look like nowadays. And I wanted to make it a little bit more realistic. So I gave them like a very decorative little divider there. And then I'm about to pull out some decorations. I wanted there to be kind of like a deli section of this. Like I said, I thought people would get sandwiches from here and then go sit outside on that little back patio area. So I put up a board that maybe showed what some offerings of daily sandwiches were or stuff like that. And then we're just going to go around and basically just start decorating. So I tried to do a whole bunch of different stuff from Get to Work and Dine Out because those are the two packs that really match this theme. And the shelves are completely loaded with debug items. So I basically went through and found debug like bug sprays, debug cleaners, debug fertilizers, debug fruits and vegetables, and I just filled up all the shelves with different like home things, different foods. Over here is like the meat and the fish department. So we have these like meat packs that are in the debug menu. I don't know where they came from. They are a part of base game though. So I put some of those into one of the refrigerators, and then I have some whole fish over here in this one. I think some of these fish are from Cats and Dogs, and then the others are from base game. And then I add a couple of other fish to the right one as well because we didn't have as many meat options as I thought we were going to. So I just decided to fill up the rest of the space in that second refrigerator with some more fish. I can't remember what the fishes are, but they can all be found in the debug menu, and they're either Cats and Dogs or base game. I can't quite remember. Part of me thinks, oh, those two were Jungle Adventure, but most of them are base game or Cats and Dogs. And then you can kind of see I started filling up some of these shelves as well. I skipped the fruit section because it took a really long time to find all the fruit, and then because they're so small to get all the fruit lined up on the shelves properly, so I did skip over that one. I'm filling up some bags of flour on the floor. I just thought that was kind of a neat little touch. And then I am going to put another thing right here in the center, and I thought that this could maybe be like their sale vegetables. We are coming into a different season now, so I thought maybe these were either the last of the old season or the first batch of the new season of vegetables. So they have them on a separate little container here, and then it's pineapples and avocados, so I thought this was definitely going into like the spring and summer season, or maybe they had a special shipment from Sulani or El Salvadorada. But now we are into the police station. So the police station is a little cramped, but I had to have one in this world because one of the people that I plan on having live in my save file is the police chief of Oasis Springs, because as I'm sure you could tell from some of my other videos, the underlying like big family of this town is the Landgrabs, and one of the Landgrabs runs a crime syndicate, and so that kind of goes really into play with some of the other, you know, neighbors and other households here in Oasis Springs. So I really wanted to incorporate the police officers and the police chief and stuff like that. So this is a very cramped, very tight police headquarters, but I've never built one of these before, so it was kind of a lot of fun playing around with the gated area for the criminals, and then the booking station as well. I was trying to remember, I've only played the detective career in The Sims 1, so I was trying to remember what the lot that The Sims built for us had, and I think I got everything. I have 3 desks, each with their own computers. Trying just to show that this is where like the policemen work. One of them is separated, so I thought that was probably the police chief's desk. He doesn't have his own office, but he you know, he's in the thrall of it with his fellow police officers. And then in here is Geoffrey's real estate agency. Now, if you look really closely, you can kind of tell that the shape of it is very similar to the apartment building that I built on Sunday and Monday. If you haven't watched that video, I will link it somewhere in this one. But that is because both of them were kind of redesigned and rebuilt by Zara, who is our current, like the sim that we had been working on last week. And she does have an office in this building as well. So she had the one in her home, and then she also has one here. And there's 4 offices in this building. 2 of them are for unnamed real estate associates, and then one of them's for Geoffrey and one of them's for Zara. And Zara and Geoffrey's are both huge. Like, they have all these bright open windows. You can tell that they definitely get the most clients, and I feel like one of the other real estate agents is like trying to beat Zara at her own game and keeps trying to like one up her, but they just can't get it quite right. And so they're like trying really hard. I think I end up making it the yellow themed office because I put some extra boxes and stuff in there to make it show that they're trying to do extra work, trying to get on Geoffrey's good side. But in here, this is kind of like the receptionist area, so like someone will sit here and greet customers before they get into their meeting, like if they're a little early or something. And then over here is like a magazine rack, and then I use this sign. Technically it's for like the Mighty Javelin restaurant or something like that, but I thought that the javelins, the way they were shaped, kind of looked like a house. So I thought that could kind of be cool to be Geoffrey's like sign for his real estate agency. I didn't find it until I came onto the inside, so there isn't actually one on the outside. But I thought that was kind of like a cool little thing to add. And then in here, this is one of the offices. So as you can see, this one's kind of cramped. It's very small. There isn't a whole lot of space for a lot of decorations, but you know, they're making it work. There's some features that are, you know, prominent throughout the building and throughout Zara's kind of architecture and detailing that she always has. And then every single one of the offices has this "the world is your oyster" map. I figured maybe that was the map of Oasis Springs, even though it is technically of the whole world. I definitely thought that that was where they pointed to, you know, where the different housing lots were and where people could choose where they were going to live and stuff like that. And then this is the yellow themed room. So this is the person that I thought was trying to one up Zara. So they're trying to have a very modern feel. I mean, they all have the same furniture, but the artwork that they chose is trying to kind of base it off of Zara's different styles. And then they have a bookshelf in here that shows that they're kind of trying to, you know, learn a little bit more, get better at what they're doing. They have some extra files. They have cookies to bribe their customers. And then in here, this is Zara's office. So she has a fancy glass desk. She has a bright blue chair. She has a better computer than the other ones do. She's definitely Geoffrey's favorite, but I think that she makes him a lot of money, so that's probably lends more towards why she's his favorite. But she also has a pie chart in here. I thought she was the one who did a lot of the presentations for his company and stuff like that when they were starting to move into other worlds besides Oasis Springs. And then she has just a couple of decorations. It's very similar to her home, and I obviously did that on purpose because I definitely thought she had free reign to decorate in here any way that she chose. And then she has a bookshelf, and then she's going to have a little extra chair back there in case she has to stay late and do some extra work. And then in here, this is Geoffrey's room. I wanted it to be a little bit more colorful because I feel like Geoffrey has this like hidden personality. He's kind of just like this goofball. He's like the omnipresent boss that is just like kind of there, doesn't really do his job. He leaves it to other people. That was kind of my thinking. But besides that, that is it for this build. So I hope you all enjoyed this one. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye!